Hello, today we'll be doing a video review on the Joy-Con grips made by Adobe, although the brand name doesn't matter because when you search them on Amazon.com you will get the same product by various different brand names, so don't really worry about the brand. Before we continue any further, I don't normally do video reviews, so I apologize if anything seems off. I'm just here to answer any questions that I personally had when searching this product. Now, a little backstory behind my situation was that I got the Nintendo Switch. I didn't have any problems with holding the Switch with the Joy-Cons in the console itself. I didn't have any problems really with the factory attachments, whether it was the joystick that they came with or the shoulder attachments. But you know, I have fairly big hands. I got a little chubby hands, so yeah. But they were releasing Mario Kart and Street Fighter 2 soon, so I needed something a little bit bigger to help me with my gameplay. Now, when I was looking up the various Joy-Con grips, I saw the ones by Surge, and those seemed to be getting the greatest reviews, but they didn't seem to expand the dimensions of the Joy-Con all that much. And with bigger hands, I did need that expanded dimensions. So I went on to look up for different brands and different aftermarket products, but there wasn't too much variety out there. My first choice, after waiting a couple weeks to see the review, got very horrible reviews, so this was my next step up. These ones got great star reviews, but when it came to questions and personal, the actual words that people were commenting on it, it kind of threw up some doubts in my mind of whether I should be purchasing this product or not. I decided to take a gamble, finally just go for it. Just to give it a simple review, I am satisfied with what we got. So I'm not going to do an unboxing. You know, you see the box. They come in these little styrofoam papers. I'm not here to waste your time. So now we got these. They come in red and blue as a pair, or two blacks, depending on what your preference is. I got the color Joy-Con, so I wanted to get the matching Joy-Con grips. So I'm gonna go and put the Joy-Con in my hand to see a comparison of how they look in my hand when I'm playing. As you can see, that holding it with one hand is the entirety of my hand, so holding it with two hands will be extra small. So pretty much I'll be looking like this with the very kind of like a lobster grip on them. Not very comfortable at all. Even if I were to have the attachment, it'd only help out so much. So yeah, I mean, my next problem was figure out which one to get. So I got these, and some of the problems I saw people were saying were mostly about, one, the fit of the Joy-Con in the housing itself, and two, the shoulder buttons not being so responsive. So I'll show you first on how they fit. Before we go and fit them in, though, if you see the black squares in there, I thought those were holes first, but they're actually rubber pieces to help keep the Joy-Con in there when they're placed in. Because as you can see, when I place them in there, they don't really make a snap or anything. They just kind of slide in. There's no physical response. There's no audio response. You just kind of have to believe that they're in there. But, you know, shaking up and down, pulling it out, you know, without putting much force to it, they seem pretty secure in there. So now, with my hand on the joystick, it gives it more that natural feel to it. Now you don't have the access to the ZR or the ZL, as you can see. I'll just put this one in there as well. See again. Yeah, so you don't have the access to the Z buttons, but you know, if you're not playing a game that needs it, then no big deal. So one of the other problems people were talking about was that space that you can see right there. There is a crevice, and that's mostly just there just so that way, you know, you don't have to use the red for the red, you don't have to use the blue for the blue. You just want to make sure that the rail right there lines up with the rail that's inside the housing, and it fits comfortably. Now you can use the blue inside the red, and now the empty space is on the left side rather than the right. So now gotta make sure you get them in there good. Okay, so now the other problem that I was talking about was Z button. Some people were talking about how when they pressed it, the controller fell off, or if they were unresponsive at all. So what I found out that, obviously I'm pressing it a lot. It's not falling out. I'm not sure what people are talking about, Mario Kart. But the one complaint that people had was the responsiveness of the button itself. So I kind of see where people are getting this problem is if you kind of use your full finger, including the multiple joints of the finger, you're not going to get too much of a response. But if you're trying to use the button using only the tip, reaching the top of the button there, you're always going to hit that button. It's never going to be a problem for you. I've tried it multiple times while I got my Street Fighter. In fact, I'll go and demonstrate it for you right now. Let's go and turn this on. So Street Fighter. I'm actually going to use the blue one. I prefer the blue one when I was playing the game, just because of where the joystick placement's at. This is something that I personally think that Nintendo missed the mark on, because either you're reaching too much over to the controller with your thumb for the buttons or for the joystick. Personally, I like to have my neutral grip on the joystick, so I just I'm using the blue one, or the left Joy-Con, I guess. So next I'll just go down to training, press that. Just keep it simple. I'll choose Ken because he's my favorite. Now I'm gonna I'll use the spinning kick move, and right now I'm using the heavy kick, which I assigned to the L button, and so I'm gonna try to do this 5 times in succession. So 1, 2, oh, wrong way, sorry. Oh, got too close. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Now that was me pressing the top of the button with the top of my finger. Now if I were to do it how I think that most people are doing it, by using their full finger like that, you might get it sometimes, but when you're in those battles, I'm doing it right now, trying to do it quick, you're not gonna get a response out of them. And I think that's where people are running into problems. So I'll turn that off now. But yeah, so overall, my review of the product, very good. I actually like it a lot. The feel of it is just like that of the stock one that the system comes with, but the difference is that this one has more of that flat paint feel, and this one has like a glossy feel to it. I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, but that's the best way I could think of describe it. But yeah, so sorry this video took so long, but I just wanted to make sure that I answered the question that I had when first looking for these Joy-Con grips, and I hope that I answered your questions too. If you have any more questions, just go and comment them, and I'll try to answer them as best as possible. You guys take care.